Huntington Lake is heaven on earth.
As far as a freshwater lake, it's certainly the best sailing lake in California.
If you like outdoor activities and you want to challenge yourself on a bicycle, or you want to just challenge yourself hiking, or you want to just come up for the scenery, this is the place to come.
Starting in Fresno, it's about a 90-minute to 2-hour drive to reach Huntington Lake, which sits above Shaver Lake on Highway 168. Huntington Lake is 5 miles long, and the major activity here is sailing. That's because the wind reliably averages 15 miles per hour during summer, close to perfect conditions for the sport.
Every day at 10 o'clock the wind comes up. It blows until about 5 o'clock, and that time it's time for cocktails and dinner anyway.
I started sailing here in 1971.
How much has changed since then?
Not much. It's a beautiful sailing lake that stays perfect sailing conditions all summer long.
The Fresno Yacht Club was founded in 1946, and that's the group that puts on the High Sierra Regatta every year. For 2 weekends in July, Huntington Lake is full of sailboats of all colors and sizes.
I tell my friends from San Francisco Bay, hey, Huntington Lake is just like San Francisco Bay. It's got perfect wind, but there's no salt in the water and there's no currents. So no sharks either.
I had never been sailing, but learned all about how you move when your only horsepower is Mother Nature. You can't sail directly into the wind, of course, but you can attack at an angle and zigzag up and down the lake through a process called tacking. With the wind as your guide, you periodically flip the tiller to the other side of the boat, changing the side of the sail the wind is hitting and allowing forward progress. With some terrific teachers, I was able to steer us from one end to the other, and nobody ever fell in the water. Sharks or no sharks, I considered that a success.
There's a thing about being able to make a machine work with nothing but the wind and the water and your skill. To me, it's magical.
Right across the street from the lake is China Peak, a mountain not only used for winter skiing. On Saturdays and Sundays until early September, you can mountain bike those same trails.
It's beautiful. You've got flowers, it's spring. It's just a different perspective on our favorite hill.
The beauty of biking at a ski resort, you get all the fun of riding downhill without having to work to climb back up. China Peak has its main lifts operating, you on one chair and your bike on the chair behind you. Lift operators put the bike on and pull it off for you at the top. Just like skiing, all skill levels are welcome. The trails are marked, ranging in difficulty from green to double black diamond.
With the technology in bikes, it's getting easier for people to mountain bike. So you can take a novice mountain biker and throw them on a beginner trail, and they handle it very well. The advent of the 29-inch rim kind of made it like a motorcycle, so they can really negotiate the rocks and the trails much easier.
China Peak offers bike rentals too if you're just getting into the sport. Surrounded by mountains on 3 sides, the Huntington Lake area is also really great for hiking. For an easy hike, you'll see a sign right off Highway 168 for Rancheria Falls. This hike is so short, with such a nice payoff. It's a great side trip even if you have other plans that day. In less than a mile, you'll reach the 150-foot waterfall. As you might expect, this is a very popular trail. I saw dogs and even strollers navigating just fine. For a medium hike, Indian Pools follows Big Creek back about 3 miles to another nice-sized waterfall. From the top of the falls, you can even see back to Huntington Lake. And if you're looking for a bit more of a challenge, try what's called the Riser to Kaiser, about 5 miles seemingly straight up from Huntington Lake to Kaiser Peak. The elevation gain is more than 3,000 feet, but the views are pretty spectacular. Lakes and Sierra Nevada peaks everywhere. Sailing, biking, hiking. When it's hot in the valley,
It really is advantageous to get out of the heat and come up here and play.
in your backyard at Huntington Lake, Nick King, Fox 26 Sports.